Young one. Young one, it is time to open your eyes again. You cannot rest any longer. Wake up. Hush, hush. It is only me, young one. You are safe. There. I would have allowed you to sleep longer, but we must keep moving. I must get you to death before the Bone Eater catches up with us. Yes, young one. It is undoubtedly trying to track us. My presence will deter it, but only for so long. The longer you remain here, in a state of in-between, the easier it will be for the Bone Eater to find you. My apologies. I do not mean to frighten you, only to make you aware of the current situation. I do not wish to instill you with a false hope, but I see now that I should have comforted you instead. If you like, I shall be silent. I had assumed you would have questions for me, but first, how are you feeling now? Good. That is a good sign. You still feel tired. The Afterworld is not meant for those who are living, young one. It is a realm for those who have left the mortal realm. Those who no longer need the energy of the mortal realm to continue. I see you are confused. Forgive me. These are questions a guide would have answered for you. Perhaps I may provide a comparison. When you sleep, you dream, do you not? And when you dream, you do not need to eat or sleep to provide yourself with energy, do you? You could dream of eating or of sleeping, but your soul would not require it to continue existing. So it is in the Afterworld. Your soul does not need nourishment or sleep to continue. It simply continues. That is why some mortals would call it eternal. It is indeed never-ending, because your soul would never end, even after your mortal vessel has perished. Why did you fall asleep then, if it is not necessary here? Your vessel has not perished, young one. That is why you slept. You are not exactly dead, but you are close to death. As I mentioned before, you are in a state of between, neither within the Afterworld or the mortal realm completely. Your soul seems to have separated from your body. That is why a guide greeted you. Every freshly departed soul is welcomed to the Afterworld by a guide, who will then take them to death. What do I mean by departed? An excellent question, young one. You see, when a mortal dies, their soul is separated from their body. The soul goes with a guide to death, and then to their subsequent Afterworld. The empty mortal vessel, the bones, are given to me, collected by my own guides, so to speak. But perhaps a more appropriate term for them would be reapers. What are guides and reapers? My reapers are like shadows. They are very rarely perceived in the mortal realm. They are not human, and never were. The Reapers are beings of my own creation. Why did I create them? A good many millennia have passed since the first humans graced the mortal realm. I can no longer be expected to collect all of the bones myself. They do suit a second purpose, young one. A purpose I regret is necessary, especially as that abomination grows in strength. Every Reaper is sent to retrieve bones with a partner, young one. One to bring the bones to me, and the other to distract the Bone Eater if it appears. No, the Reapers are not fighters, but they can confuse the abomination enough to retrieve the bones and keep the Bone Eater from consuming them. Yes, one of the Reapers would be consumed. It is a small but necessary sacrifice to protect the history of humankind as it is written. You need not pity the Reapers, young one. As I said, they are not human and never were, not like a guide. Indeed, guides were once human. As for how they became guides, perhaps that is something better discussed with death. Come, we are nearly at his door. Why do you laugh, young one? Ah, I see. At death's door is an idiom from the mortal realm. I suppose it is funny. I am glad to see you are able to keep some humor about you, young one, even if it is only masking the true fear beneath. No, I cannot read that fear from your bones. Of course not. But I have seen every story of humanity, young one. Do you not think I would be able to read more than just bones? I suppose that is true. I did say I could not read your heart. There is still much for me to learn, young one. May I ask a question? What does snow feel like? Again you laugh. Why? It is a simple question. Of course I have seen snow, young one, but I have never touched it directly. I would not be able to know what it truly feels like. Do you understand? So, please, what does snow feel like? It looks soft, but if you touch it, it is sharp. Breathing in makes your lungs ache. But what could possibly create such a sensation? Ah, frozen. I do understand this. Some of my most well-preserved vessels arrive frozen. I must be very careful with them, so they do not thaw and become brittle. Brittle bone dust is exceptionally hard to read. What do I do to preserve the bones I receive? Would you like to see, young one? I could show you my collection. Actually, would it not be more appropriate to call it a library? Very well, I will show you. Follow me. Here, take my hand again, if that is easier for you. You flinched. Why? Oh, I see. You say my hand is cold. Forgive me, young one. I do not know these things. The Afterworld has no temperature, you see. Souls are not corporeal. They feel nothing. Why would a deity of the Afterworld need to know what cold is, if it does not exist here? Souls do not feel it. Souls feel nothing, really. Same as how you feel tired, young one. My assumption would be that you are able to feel cold because of your in-betweenness. You still have a physical body. Your vessel is intact, despite your soul not being with it. Please, do not panic. Your vessel is safe. This I promise you. My Reapers delivered your vessel immediately after the guide was introduced to you. That is why the Bone Eater was not able to find them. You seem eager to return to your bones, young one. But I must wonder, why? You do not have an answer, do you? That is all right. Death will help. He has a way about these things. He is very good at his job. Almost perfect. Forgive me, young one. I am afraid we cannot delay any longer. If you choose, we may visit my library after, but I must get you to death. He is not a patient being. Death waits for no one.